This is Edinburgh Real, a show dedicated to delivering compelling conversations with fascinating people. I'm Elliot Reeves, and I'm joined by my co-host Craig Alley, founder of Total Health, who are sponsor of the show and one of the UK's leading health and wellbeing organisations committed to helping individuals.
Should say number one now.
We'll get to that, Craig.
UK's arguably number one health and wellbeing organisation committed to helping individuals, world-class athletes and corporations build health and performance. Today's guest is the UK's number one motivational business speaker, Mr. Brad Burton. Brad, in 2006, you founded the international networking group 4Networking. You're the author of the highest rated business book on Amazon and have more than 570 5-star reviews for your 3 bestsellers. You're regularly listed as one of the most influential business entrepreneurs. Brad, it's an absolute honour and a privilege to have you here. Welcome to Edinburgh Real.
Listen, thank you very much. You know, it's amazing by the timing. You said to me, when was the last time I was in Scotland? It was 2.5 years ago. I landed today, landed at 6 o'clock. It's now 7 o'clock or thereabouts. We're doing this, then I've got a meeting tomorrow, then I'm speaking and then I'm keynoting, and then I'm teleporting out of here. Just nuts. So thank you for the opportunity. Amazing, because we met over the conference, didn't we?
That's right, the London Real Summit.
So I'm delighted, thank you.
Yeah, absolutely welcome.
You seem to move at a fast pace, so I'm sure you'll be fine.
According to the wife, I do everything fast. You can cut that.
So for the very few people that haven't heard of Brad Burton,
right.
It would be great if you could start by telling us a bit about your background, where you kind of grew up, what your childhood was like, and so forth.
So I'm now 43. I was born back in 1973. That was the time when things like Finder's crispy pancakes and bird's eye potato waffles was a new thing, genuinely. And the reason I say that is because 40 years on, that's still got a legacy with me, and we'll get to that later. But no, I was born 1973, brought up in the council estates of Manchester. My dad left when I was 6 months old. Ooh. No, but listen, we've all got a story. My dad left when I was 6 months old, and I was no qualifications as such. My mum brought me up as a single parent, and you know, I wouldn't say life was bad, because it wasn't. Life was loving. Mum was awesome, and she still is. But I was a bit of a class clown. You know, what I was really good at doing was making people laugh. That was that was my skill. And I remember once I had a bully come towards me to beat me up or whatever, and I made him laugh. And I remember thinking, wow. You know, I've managed to turn this situation. So I suppose that was like a baseline of who I was. Anyway, I've done things like I left school to join the YTS youth training scheme back in the day, and I've done various things throughout my life. Whether it was 4 years on the dole, I've been unemployed for 4 years. I used to be a computer games journalist, so if you go and Google Brad Burton Games Master, you'll see me actually with Dominic Diamond back in 1992-93. Yeah, I was on Channel 4, used to do reviews there. But look, I've had I think equally, I've also washed cars for a living. I've cleaned chalets. I was a doorman, all very, very briefly. But I've had this really eclectic mix of skills, and really where my life started changing was when I was 31. Baby Ben came along, and I decided that, you know what, I needed to do something positive with my life. And I told my employer to shove his job up his backside. Walked out of a job, £25,000 in debt. No idea what I was going to do apart from starting my own business off. How difficult can it be? And yeah, my wife was delighted. She wanted me to go and get a proper job. At least you know where you stand with a proper job, don't you? All right. But so anyway, I started my own business off. Nobody gave me a chance. You fast forward now, it was a networking business. Fast forward 10 years, that business now runs over 5,000 networking events across the UK. And I think it's fair to say, you know, I don't have a qualification to my name. I started my business off with £25,000 in debt. Wife wanted me to go and get a proper job. I had no money and the likes. And what I've realised over that journey is that, you know, I'm still the same dickhead that I always have been all my life. The difference is I've changed my ingredients are the same as they've always been. The difference is my recipe's changed, and I think that's what my point right now, which is, you know, I'm still the same guy who's done 4 years in the dole. I'm still the same guy that's been addicted to drugs twice. I'm still the same guy that has no qualifications. But somewhere along the way, I changed my recipe, and if I can do it, then everyone else can. And I suppose that's really what I'm about at the moment, where this kid who's come through Manchester now, being 43, is to try and give and instill that belief in people that don't have belief.
So what are your kind of personal values then, the things that have remained constant throughout?
That's a good question. To never underestimate anyone, to never overestimate anyone, to treat everyone the same with respect. That is exactly what I've always done, and I continue to do so. When I've got a network, which is 4Networking, it's like a meritocracy, where you stand or you fall, not based on the suit you've got, not based on the car in the car park, but based on your ability. And that's what I've managed to do. I've managed to level the playing field in networking, business networking, but I'm also doing the same in business, and I'm also doing the same with personal development. I'm also doing the same with speaking. If you think about me as a speaker, you know, I am up there with any of the UK's top speakers, and yet I'm not an archetypal, I don't look like a speaker. So I think that's probably one of the core tenets what I'm about, which is being unique and being you as well. And that's what I try to drive through, which is, you know what, I don't have to pretend to be something I'm not anymore.
And do you think that's what's made you such a good speaker, that you've just tapped into your quality?
Totally. Absolutely, bang on. And that is a brave thing to do, because if I would have tried tapping into this routine, jeans, trainers, t-shirt and tattoos when I first started my business, guess what? I wouldn't have landed, it wouldn't have happened. So what I've had to be is I've had to be a Trojan horse, which is a shame really, right? But in life you've got to be a Trojan horse to succeed, till the point when you succeed, and actually you can start being you, and that's what you should aim for. Every single individual should aim to be them, be you, and that's what I think I've managed to achieve right now. Where I saying that, I did go to the House of Parliament last week, and guess what? I sold myself out. I wore a suit, and I wore shoes. Yeah, true story.
You have a t-shirt on underneath the
just for me. Don't talk your fantasies. No, like Superman. But no, the reality is, I did. So that was probably the first time in a business capacity where I actually sort of sold myself out. I felt it would have been disrespectful for me to turn up at the House of Parliament for lunch with MPs in this get-up, and that's one of the few times that. So even, might be a bit radical, but not stupid.
Yeah. So back in 2004 then, when you decided to leave the kind of normal job and set up your own business, what was going through your mind at the time, and why did you decide that you wanted to pursue the route of, I suppose, an entrepreneur?
Great. You questions are great. You've got some belters there, I'm sure. I was 31 or whatever it was, right? And I recall working in a shop, in a business, and I used to stick around. This was before the Wi-Fi days that we've got now, Wi-Fi. And I used to stick in this. I used to be working over in London, living in Somerset, in this 2-bedroom house in Somerset, and I would be away for 3 days a week at this job, 30 grand a year, I think it was. And you sort of kid yourself, and this is what we all do. We all kid ourselves. I'm on 30 grand. I'm on 30 grand. I'm on 30 grand. Well, that's great if you didn't have things called travel costs. Right? And you didn't have things like a second digs, and you didn't have things like food. So after I got my calculator out, I worked out, I wasn't on 30 grand. What I was on was probably about 13 or 14 after all my costs were taken out of it for going to the job, right? So I thought to myself, without the penny drops, I thought, wouldn't I be better flipping hamburgers at Weston-super-Mare Seafront for 13 grand a year, rather than kidding myself? And I think that amazing, you guys get to me there. But I wonder whether that was my whole personal development journey, because that's a very similar process to it now. We end up blagging ourselves, and I think I was blagging myself up to 31 in the same way that people blag themselves and in shitty jobs that not feeling, but because they get paid lots. It's great. And actually they're just masking the fact that life's not particularly good. So anyway, I went, you know what, this was crazy. One evening, after sticking behind this office that I was in, I'd go home, get this digs at 8:30, and the reason I'd do that is because I had nothing. It was just a room with a portable television, so I'd stay in the office using their internet. 8:30 at night, I would go home, and I remember driving past a guy who was going in a house with electric gates, and it was either Mercedes or BMW, and I'm driving this clapped out M-Reg Vauxhall Omega, rust on one wing. I always remember, because I used to park it outside when I had a meeting. I used to park it against the wall so people couldn't see the rust. And this guy with this house, I remember thinking, I could work 60, 80 or 100 hour weeks for this company. I'll still never be able to afford the fucking gates. And I'm thinking, that's nuts. You work hard, you get yours. And it was like a Robert the Bruce moment in Scotland, appropriate. But it was. It changed everything. Everything went, well, this is fucked up. Everything that I've been told about work hard, you get yours, you're 30, 31, this isn't true. And it was with that, I went, And what happened is the company, it was about the next day or the day after, it was a Friday, the day that I told them to shove it. But I was heading up the market, and they wanted me to produce a marketing plan for them. It was like £8 million business, and I produced this marketing plan as best as I could for their goals that they wanted. Let's say it was 200 grand over a year they had to spend. And I presented this after spending 3 days with them, 3 days putting putting this plan together. And I sat down with the directors and they went, nah, daft idea, that'll never work. We tried that back in 1987 with this one. Give me every single thing that I'd prepared. They said it was a daft idea. And I went, you know what? What the fuck am I wasting my time for here? I said, I've had enough. Shove it, and fucking walked. Those same daft ideas are the same daft ideas that I used to get my business going from nothing. Those same daft ideas are the same daft ideas that I've used to become the UK's #1 motivational business speaker. Those same daft ideas are the same daft ideas that I've managed to get myself as the highest rated business author on Amazon. So they're only daft ideas if they don't work, right? True, right? If they work, you're a fucking genius. It's true story, right? And this is the thing. So everyone's calling me daft. And here's the other thing. You know, I've been doing this for 10 years now. When I first started this one, people said to me, you're mad, you're crazy, it's never going to work. Fast forward 10 years, no one's saying I'm mad or crazy anymore. So somewhere along the way, you've got to turn the volume down on these negative people or people telling you you've got it wrong. Because if I'd have listened to those people every step of the way that told me I couldn't possibly become a motivational speaker, why is that? Because you don't wear suits and you've got tattoos for them. Okay, right? Then if I'd have listened to those guys, I wouldn't have been on the stage at Bentley Motors, right? Oh, and JCB. Oh, they booked me twice now. Oh, and also the business show, keynote speaker. That's right. The business, is that the biggest one in Europe? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So when I go on stage and I look left and look right, I think, oh, where's those people that give me the advice? They know where to be seen. Yeah. See, this is the thing. You know, I've done it my way. Right? I've done it my way. And my way's not always been right, but I've been brave enough to say, you know what, if I've got it wrong, I'll do something, I'll adjust.
And did those doubters ever seep into your mind a wee bit? Did you start believing them at all? Or
of course I did.
You always just like,
no, you need to keep your mind clean. Of course I fucking did, yeah. In the same way that you always do. And anyone can just keep needling you, even if it's only 1%, it takes you off your game. And I've realised now, more than ever before, that you're going to get doubted, you're going to get haters. And when I do Brad camps, which are my all-day development things, right? There's a great exercise that I do on the Be a Better Speaker one, and I go, right, what I want to do is a room of 20 people. I'll say, right, it's a great exercise, and we'll do it now for a bit of fun, right? What would people who don't like me, how would they describe me? Go. I'm going to write them on the wall. Go.
Brash.
Loud.
Arrogant. I'll
assertive.
Yeah, go. No, go on, just keep going, just for a few more. What do people say? Sweary, northerner, scruffy, bump, keep going.
Unconventional.
One more. Fine, we'll pass. Right.
Points too much.
Right, yeah. Right. So that's what people, we write these on a wall here, on the whiteboard. So that's on the left. What would people that like me, how would they describe me?
The same.
No, well, they wouldn't. No. People that describe me would say things like confident.
Yeah, positive,
right,
upbeat,
right,
energetic.
Exactly, right.
Authentic.
Right,
yeah.
So two sides of the same coin. Now here's the thing, I cannot ever convince those people that think I'm arrogant, sweary, blah, 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 blah. I can never convince those guys to come over to the other side. But we spend our life trying to do that. We spend our life trying to get people to like us. Right? And you're wasting your fucking time. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your life. Because not everyone's going to like you. Get used to it. You could be Mahatma Gandhi and someone put a bullet in your head for your views on world peace. Right? And this is the thing. Once you realise that you're never going to convert someone who dislikes you to someone that likes you, why bother? And that's the great thing where I'm at right now. I couldn't give two fucks about those people that don't like me. Not interested. Doesn't bother me. Honestly, I'm more focused on the people that do like me. It doesn't mean I'm surrounding myself with yes men, because I promise you I'm not. But that's the thing. You can't convince everyone to like you. And when you try to convince everyone to like you or to be vanilla, you ain't being yourself. And that's the problem. Is that's why people end up in this mid-range of life, because they try to appease everyone. Be you. And if people don't like you for being you, next, not a problem.
So how long did it take you to get to that place that you're able to?
About 10 minutes ago. No, look, okay, that's a good question. So I got shook to my core about 5 years ago when I had people who were around me shaking me to the core for their own reasons. So when I trust people implicitly, I open myself up and put my balls on the table, hoping that they're not going to stamp all over them. And these people did just that. They opened me up and I given them the trust, and they started eroding that confidence, all the good traits. They started eroding all those good traits and trying to convince me that I was this, trying to change me, at which point it caused me a lot of problems and so forth and consternation. Those people are no longer in my life. But that's the point. I know fundamentally I'm a good guy. I know I will. Back in the old days, I'd give it. If an old woman dropped £10,000 now, I'll tap her on the shoulder and give it back. If a Securicore van went over with £10,000, guess what? They won't be getting a 10 grand back. Right? That's the kind of guy I am. Right? You can edit that one as well. But you see what I'm saying? This is where I'm at as an individual. I know that my moral compass points north. In the same way that we all do. Nobody wakes up and says, you know what, I'm going to go be an arsehole today. Right? No one's ever said in the history of life, you make decisions based on your ability and based on what you see. And I believe that being me has allowed me to let's reverse up. The reason I never succeeded up until the point I was 31 was because I tried to conform. I tried to conform and fit into the world's view of what a business person should be, suited and booted and formal and talking about proposals. That was never me. Mm-hmm. So people who really live that world were always going to beat me to the punch. But nobody can beat me to the punch in terms of trying to be a northern motivational speaker who wears Adidas. Nobody can do it. So I've created a field of one. So much so that people consider me the UK's number one motivational business speaker. It's another conversation. We'll get to it, I'm sure.
So it's interesting. I mean, a lot of people have a lot of the thoughts that you would have had, like, I'm really unhappy with my job, this isn't for me, I should be doing something better. But few people are able to execute in the way that you did by just saying, I've genuinely had enough.
But you know what, Elliot? I had nothing to lose, right? I was playing poker with a pair of twos. It wasn't even that good. It was a dead man's hand, all in. Think about it. I'm on 13 grand a year effectively. And I realised that I wasn't going to starve to death. And I do say this to any individual, no matter what decision you're going to ask yourself, always ask yourself this question: can you live with the downside of that decision? If the answer is yes, go and fucking do it. And have you ever encountered, a genuine question, has anyone ever encountered anyone who's self-employed who's starved to death? Right, so what's the risk? You lose your house. Fucking let me explain something. You've got a long way to go before you lose your house, trust me. Because there was once when I didn't pay my mortgage, right? But what happens is, and this is where having no money gets you resilient, and you start making decisions and making calls, the likes of which, when you've got too much money in business, it makes you lazy and stupid. And when you've got none, you get resourceful. You make shit happen. And I think that's what I did. I had nothing. So all I had was this. The best tool that anyone's got is your brain. But we don't use it. What we do is go, guess what? I'm going to get a website. Fuck your website for a second. Use your brain. Yeah, but I'm going to do SEO. Yeah, all right, great. That's all fabulous. But the biggest tool you've got is your brain. So before you do SEO and before you do websites and before you do social media and before you do telemarketing campaigns, put your brain at the front of it. And that's what I did. I had nothing. The only weapon I had at my fingers was my brain, and that's what I used back in the day to create something.
That's the thing that I've kind of noticed about you. You seem to function at a really high frequency, right? So it's probably what's taking you both ends of the spectrum. Whether it's been quite destructive at times or whether it's been really successful. So how have you managed to sway that the right way and stay there?
I've got goosebumps with what you're saying. I've got goosebumps. You can't make that shit up, right? I have goosebumps with what you're saying. That is absolutely amazing that you've managed to land on that, and I've not prior to this point. That is amazing, genuinely. That's. People say to me, "What would you be if you wasn't a motivational speaker?" A fucking bank robber, right? Yeah. Because that was what not necessarily as being groomed for, but that was I could have quite easily gone that route, no question. Because I've got that eye of the tiger shit going on. I'm goal focused. Unfortunately, I've applied it. I've always stayed clear from doing anything stupid, right? Been on the fringe, but never done anything stupid. So that's a really good one. And I think this is it about anyone, right? I think anyone can apply themselves. See, back in the day, what I was really good at doing wasn't motivating people. It was good at chatting girls up when I was 21, 22. Right? That's what I was good at. And as such, I was exceptional at it. I couldn't chat a girl up now if you paid me. I had no idea. I'm married. Hello, honey. But the point I'm trying to make is this: is that every single individual can apply themselves, and I think I believe that my moral compass, and I think it's probably steered by my mum, because my dad was a bit of a tow rag by all accounts. Right, he died fighting. That gives you a good example of what a father my dad was at 56 with a heart attack, fighting at 50. Yeah, anyway. But I'll tell you a story. tell you a story. So, you know you're on London Edinburgh Reel when I'm saying it's a story time, but it's story time. Back in the day, my stepfather Frank, who funny enough is from Scotland, Castlemilk, right? So back in the 90s, he was with my mum from me being about 1 all the way through to about 7, and I still consider him dad. It's amazing. I still consider him dad, and I treat him as such and call him as such. And one day, when it must have been 1981, so I was 9. I had a fight with a guy called Simon Wilkinson, right? And I can't remember what the fight was about, but I had a fight with him. And I got on top of him, I punched him, bam, 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 at 9-year-old. And I came back to me stepfather, Frank, and I said to him, oh, I just had a fight and I've just beat and won Simon Wilkinson. And my dad, stepfather, said to me, that's not clever, and put me in my place. If that had been my dad, he would have turned around and said, well done, son, you give him plenties. And I think that would have been formative. And I believe that would have been why I am what I am, because that was one of those conversations that I know, when I trace that back, and I know that conversation, if I would have gone to my real father, I'd have been a different person now. And that is amazing, that actually the influence that someone can have, one person, one conversation can have on the rest of your life. Yeah. And I think wonder whether or not that's as a result of what I've realised, that, you know, that one of the conversations that I can have with people can positively turn people's lives, but also because that flip of that coin that we talked about as an individual. That's why I go into prisons. That's why I can go into prisons and can talk their language, and they respect me, because I'm not talking hoity-toity with these guys. I'm talking their language because I understand it. I'm from that world.
Yeah, sliding doors, eh?
Nuts.
yeah, big time. Jeez. Okay, so
listen, I've been eyeing up your silverware. Don't you worry about that. Sorry, it's not 1993, is it, in Salford? My bad.
So, kind of rewinding, going back to 2004, you set up your own marketing business.
Correct.
And for a couple of years, I mean, how did it do in the time?
So the first year was £28,000 turnover from a standing start, which is not bad. Second year, I was in for, and I only did 6 months at the second year. I'll explain why in a second. Second year was 48 grand. But halfway through the year, so he was doing all right. But what happened was I'd got myself a print job. So a print job, like somebody said, hey, can you print and design some stuff? And it was like, yeah, 15 grand. I thought, whoa, 15 grand job, amazing, brilliant. And actually, when I got my calculator out, there was £13,500 of print and a load of risk. If that print job would have gone wrong, that'd mean there's £1,500 in it. Now, this is the thing, go back to blagging yourself when we started. About, hey, it's 30 grand, I'm on 30 grand. No, you're not, you're on 13 grand. I was blagging myself that I got a 15 grand job, I'd made it, hurrah. There's £1,500 in it. You could have got less of a risk, but yet we blag ourselves again, and that was it. Anyway, with that, I realised that I needed to focus on this 4Networking, which is the primary business that I started. Yeah. And that's the other thing, you know, a fox chasing 2 rabbits. You know, which one's it going for? And that's the danger. And that's the danger. And that's been something that I realised. So this business was on the ascension, but I thought, well, you can't possibly get 4Networking off if you do not do that. So, and it culminated in me delivering pizzas. That's, you know, that's real. Yeah, honest, you know, well, 31, 30, I can't remember. It's a blur. It's such a blur now. But I was delivering pizzas, and the reason I say that isn't to go look at me deliver pizza. What an amazing story. No. The reason I say that is because in order for you to get to where you need to be in your business or your life, you're going to have to do shit you don't want to do, right? Because I tell you, as a 31, 32, whatever age I was, as a man, right, as a father, how proud do you reckon I was? Fucking wasn't, right? But this is what you've got to do. If I had not done that, I'd have had to go and get a proper job and call it a day. And this is what I'm trying to say to people, that look, you know, it sort of pisses me off, right? I was at one of these shows the other week when I was speaking. There's a fucking idiot running a stand, and the reason I call him an idiot is because he's a fucking idiot, right? Right, and he's striping people up, selling certainties to people. Hey guys, come on my course, it's only 29 quid, blah, blah, and the next thing they get him striped up for 4 grand courses. And people in that audience are sat there, you know, you can earn money on the beach, you know, while you sleep and all that shit. And I'm thinking to myself, so hang about, you can earn money while you sleep, you can be on a beach drinking pina coladas, making money, then why the fuck are you in a trade show selling fucking £29 courses? Right? Why aren't you on a beach? And people want to be blagged, right? People want to be blagged in life and business. There's some shortcuts. I've been in business for 10 years, and just about now, just roughly, I'm in a position where I make money while I sleep. It's taken 10 years. 10 years, a nervous breakdown, near loss of marriage, what else? Type 2 diabetes. I've got type 2 diabetes. as a result of powering myself through 3 years ago. So that short-termness, Red Bulls, 4 or 5 cans a day, eating, Ginster's pasta, McDonald's, to keep myself powered up to do what was necessary. 3 stone heavier, diabetes type 2 that I've got to live with for the rest of my life as a result of that 3 years. Short-term problem, long-term health problem, all because of that. Fucking great. And that's what people don't want to hear. Imagine me if I was going to speak and say, guys, enroll on my course. Guess what? You're going to learn how it's going to take you 10 years. You're going to have a failed marriage. You're going to Right? Nobody would sign up. So people want to be blagged, and it's sad. And this is why I'm trying to come up with I've come up with a new way of personal development, which is honest. It's as honest as it can be without scaring people off.
So for networking then, how long did it take for that to get traction?
Once again,
Yeah.
right? I'd be lying to you. Yeah, it took 3 years, and it always takes you 4 times longer than your fucking business plan says for a start off. It might as well have a foreword by J.K. Rowling, right? Just a work of fiction, right, for the bank. It's nonsense. And the sooner that people realise that, we're 7% increase there, 3% savings there, hurrah, I'm a millionaire. Yeah, fucking spreadsheet millionaire, right? It's a whole lot more difficult doing it in the real world, right? And so for networking, it's been up and down like a bride's nighter, right? But you can scrub that as well. But no, it's finally sorted now. It is finally sorted now. In that I actually stepped down as a managing director of 4Network in 10 years to the day. February the 16th, 2016. Is that right? I can't remember. Blur. Yeah, it is. Yeah. 10 years to the day I quit. And it's funny because I quit on my terms, whereas prior to that point, it's about 11 times I've wanted to quit, as in like just call it a day and walk away. And I've got myself a managing director in now who looks after 4Networking and doing beautifully. And what was interesting about that is for the last year or whatever, I've been sort of took a back seat with the intent of seeing whether this new managing director, nobody knew he was managing director, he's going to run it from a day-to-day perspective and see what the business was like. And then a week before the 16th, the 10th birthday, my chairman sat me down and he said, the news is devastating. I said, go on. So it's 21% up without you. And I realised I had to go.
Do you think your burnout through the business would have run it into the ground at some point? Or
No, I was through that.
Right.
I was through the burnout. But I also think that it's taken it out of me as a fighter. I do believe. Well, I know. I don't have that fight in me. Once you get lots of O's on your thing, you never say fighter. When you trade off on that confidence, and that confidence gets battered and smashed, which is what happened. And that was through the wars that took it out of me of running a business. And this is what I try to say to people. People see the success and everything you put on Instagram, right? The fucking Houses of Parliament, the books, the keynote speaking. But what they don't see is when I was sat opposite my wife and we're both crying in the front room, not in the front room, on this wonderful farmhouse table of this big posh house we've got, crying because we'd lost our way as a marriage because I was so focused on business success at any cost. So people don't see that. I'm daft enough to talk about it, but I do that on purpose so that people understand there's a price for success. I ended up with it, success. I had a mental fucking breakdown, right? Nobody would fucking sign up. So you go, well, guess what? You can have a multi-million-pound business, but you're going to lose your marriage, you're going to have a nervous breakdown, you're going to have type 2 diabetes. No one would fucking go, yeah, all right. But that was the price that I've had to pay for this.
But that's why it's good that you're saying it, because it might just stop the next guy who's trying to build his business, isn't it?
Well, you know what, Anna, this is a fucking classic. I say to people, I say, look, just ask yourself the question, for your success, what is it you want? See, when I started my business off, right, I wanted a 10-bedroom house, right? A 10-bedroom house with fucking 2 staircases, like so out of the Titanic. Just nonsense. And the reason I say on that is because we've all got these daft fucking dreams. Well, I want a Lamborghini and I want 22-inch wheels and we've got to have these rims that are like that. Fucking shut up. It's just nonsense, right? So I wanted this 10-bedroom mansion with these 2 staircases like out of the Titanic. Right, I now live in a 5-bedroom house, right? There's one room that I don't go in. If I'd have realised my dream of a 10-bedroom mansion, guess what? I'd have fucking 6 rooms I don't go in, right? We end up chasing shit that we don't want. We end up chasing stuff, and this is what I say to people, we can't all be Alan Sugar. We can't all be Richard Branson. We can't all be Peter Jones getting out of a fucking Learjet to go tennis. Just nonsense. This is the thing, private islands, and shut up. Understand what your dream is, because somewhere along the way we get it foisted on us what a dream is. And this is what I'm saying. With me now, I've got fucking 10-bedroom fucking mansion, you dickhead. Tell you what is about this? Why don't you have your 5-bedroom house with your room you don't go in, right? And you'd be happy, Brad. Yeah. So I could go and work towards a 10-bedroom mansion. I've got a friend of mine who's got some amazing supercars. And I'm in awe when I go to see these supercars. But guess what? He just takes a dust cover off it. You go and turn it over. It's not been run for ages. Vroom, 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 vroom. Do you want to have a spin? Yeah, go for 3 miles. And then guess what he does? Parks the fucker back up, puts a dust cover on it. So the next person comes up and says, fuck me, this has got a bit of poke. And you spend your life showing people your cars under these dust covers.
Yeah.
Fucking start living. It's a bit like, you spend all your time taking photographs of your food at Instagram, fucking eat it. Call me old fashioned. But I like eating steak. Yeah. So, but this is the world that we're in right now, and we end up doing shit that we don't really want to do for other people. And this is what I'm trying to get people to reconnect with their dream. Reconnect with your dream, reconnect with your goals, not what fucking, you see Alan Sugar with his fucking dickhead car. We can't all be Alan Sugar, but what you can be is you can be a better version of you. See, I'm still the same guy, as I said before. I'm still the same guy as I was. My ingredients are the same as they've always been. The difference is the recipe's changed. And I want people to start looking at this and going, find your level. Find your level, your better level than you can be. See, Alan Sugar, Richard Branson in terms of financially, Brad Burton, right? Brad Burton. And I'm never going to reach that. But I'm not the Brad Burton that right? And this is the thing, I'm happy. And I realised something that as a result of this whole thing that I've gone through, right, is I unravelled mentally. And I remember walking my dog and having carpal vision, right, and crying to myself. Right, big tough guy, crying to myself, walking my dog and saying to myself, I just want to feel normal. I just want to feel normal. And I said that out loud to myself 4 or 5 times because that's what mess I was in, but I've got a multi-million-pound business, right? Understand this, council estates, nothing, not a pot to piss in, boom. Bird's eye potato waffles, Finders crispy pancakes, and I go back to that point that I started off and people go, what is he talking about that shit for? Because I think that diabetes type 2 is a direct result of children of the 70s when actually we had deep fat fryers. I've never fucking seen a deep fat fryer in someone's house for fucking years. But we used to do that. And fucking don't even start talking about tatty scones, right? Oh, fucking yeah, you can laugh now, but that was it. Get them deep fried. We can call them tatty pillows. And this is the thing, and I think that this generation, the next generation, nutrition is going to be something that is considered in the same way that fags are now, where you're almost ostracised. And I think that someone who's come from the 70s, who was a couple of stone heavier, who used to eat like fuck, and still love eating, don't get me wrong, I love eating. In fact, I'm thinking, should we go curry off this? But no, I do believe, and once again, that
it's going the way technology is going as well, isn't it? It's like, excuse me, it's like what we're talking about, entrepreneurship, technology, bloody fitness, nutrition, all of it is going so far that people just want to go and optimise themselves really quickly.
Right.
Just that's it. I want to be the next Dave Asprey or whoever and function at this high frequency
but you know what? This is the thing, you end up feeling upset with yourself that you're never going to be Alan Sugar and you're never going to be Richard Branson or you might never be Brad Burton. So fucking what? Be you. Be the best that you can possibly be, right? Because I've got friends of mine with like 30 or 40, 50 million in the bank, like fucking mad, and they're no happier than you or I. No happier than you or I. That is mental. So here's the thing. One of the things that I always say, and it's a really good one, I started doing this from a speaking perspective, is if I was having a chat with God, whoever your God is, I'm not religious, but if it was, and God said, hey, guess what? I'm giving away extra days of your life for £1,000. How many would you want? Fucking none. How many would you want? None. Right? If you had 1 day left, how many would you want? This house would be getting fucking sold. Right? But it would. You'd be a fire sale saying, listen, who'll give me £5,000 for the house? Do you see what I'm saying? And the reason I say that is that means that says to me that today is as important as the last day of your life. The difference is we take today for granted. We take our health for granted. We take our family for granted. We take our loved ones for granted. We take everything for fucking granted. And this is the thing. Having been through the mangle where I nearly lost everything, my business, my marriage, my children, my health, my bum, I don't take anything for granted anymore, and I value things better than ever before. But you know what? It could have flipped of a coin back down to my father, in that situation, when I could have been a different person. Because my wife, when we just sat there crying, she says, I understand how we got here. Right? What she should have said is, there's your bags, fuck off. And most normal women would have done that. And guess what? The marriage would have broke down, and guess what? My children would see me at weekends. So somewhere along the way, what you say and how you say it can have a massive effect, and you often don't realise that. And it's almost these sliding door moments where my father said to me, my stepdad said to me, you know, that wasn't good. If he said it was clever and I got patted on the back and positive affirmation, I'd have been a villain, no doubt. It's fucked.
There's a beautiful Bradism
Go.
that you used at the London Real Summit, and you say that essentially, you imagine that you're in a boat, and on one side you've got
Health and
an
relationships.
island with relationships and happiness essentially, and on the other side you've got
Wealth. Wealth beyond your wildest dreams. So over here is an island with health and relationships, and over here is an island with wealth. Wealth beyond your wildest dreams. You're captain of a ship, which one are you full speed ahead towards? And everyone, when you say it like that, go, oh, health and relationships. Yeah, all right. Right, now don't get me wrong. I now go to Disney World every fucking year with my children. Most magical time ever. I'm going in 3 months' time. Again. And I am so glad of the sacrifice that I've made. Right, here's the other thing. If I would have died 10 years ago, my children wouldn't end up with nothing. If I died now, they'd be very wealthy. Right, now that's my legacy piece where that didn't exist. The fucking, what's it called? Life insurance didn't exist. I had nothing to life insure me about. I wasn't worth about to piss in. So that's a legacy piece there where even though there's all these things like type 2 diabetes, I've done my job as a father. I'm doing my job as a father. My next goal, my daughter Bonnie has been born. She's now 2 in 2 months, 2 weeks time something. And my next goal is to live till she's 27, right? And that's like crazy, but and no, it's true. So what's that now? 25. In another 25 years, that takes me to 68, right? And there's a funny one here. My wife, and this is why I say it about the finite time of you know, this is probably going to outlive me one day. That's you know what I mean? Hopefully Bonnie will see this thing and see that Dad wanted to live. And the way that I'm going to live till she's 68 is by keeping myself fit. It's not about me anymore. And that's when my life changed at 31, when it wasn't about me anymore. It was about Ben. Baby Ben coming through. That was the reason where Dad delivered pizzas. And if you can do this and you can focus on something that you love, it's a whole lot easier. See, if there's burning flames and embers and glass here and there's an Audi Q7 and a key there, I ain't fucking getting across. Let's be frank. Right? I ain't getting across. There you go. You go from there to there with glass and burning embers and fire and get to the cross, the thingy there, and you get an Audi Q7, brand new one, all specced out the way you want it. I don't believe I could make it. If my children were there and they required me to rescue them, I'd be over there like a fucking shot. That's what you've got to do. You've got to tune in your vision and your belief and your mission to something that is more than just money. Because if your only motivation is money, you've just fucking lost. And that's what I did. I did it with my with 4Networking. My focus was to disrupt the hell out of this entire business networking scene because it was pompous, it was up his own arse, it was Americanized, it wasn't British, it wasn't a meritocracy, which is what I brought it through. And that's what you've got to do. Same goes for my books. I want it to be disruptive. Same goes for me speaking. The same goes for Brad Camp. I want to change personal development, more positive. So actually, it's not the whole model of low and then sell people $4,000 fucking 3 days. Master fucking mind bullshit.
So can I ask about that? A bit of interest as well. How do you want to change personal development? What is it you want to change about it?
I want it to be fucking honest, and I want people to be honest. And I want it to be honest, but people don't want that. They want blagging. That you'll fucking 10x your fucking business. Fuck off. 10x your business. Fucking lovely concept. Don't get me wrong. Wonderful marketing blurb, but it's not realistic. But it's the kind of shite that people go out there. And the only one who can say hustle is Gary Vaynerchuk. Anyone else says it sounds fucking stupid. But everyone's at it. Oh, I'm grinding, I'm hustling. No, you're fucking not. You're running a stupid fucking SEO business. So people have got to stop all this nonsense about latching onto other fucking people and their buzzwords and start latching onto their own fucking buzzwords. Fucking 10x. I wouldn't mind doing 1.5x. I'm serious. And this is the fucking thing. People are so fucking focused on their big goals. Fuck their big goals. Fuck their big goals. We end up getting to these fucking points where not everyone can be Gary Vaynerchuk. Not everyone can be Grant Cardone. This is the thing. But if you try to achieve that and chase that as an aspiration, you're going to come unstuck and you're going to end up fucking empty. You come up empty-handed. And this is what I try to say. Forget it. Be the best that you can be. Fuck everyone else. Fuck everyone else. If I wanted to be Alan Sugar or Richard Branson, next Richard Branson, then I'm going to come up empty because I'm not built from that cloth. My opportunities were different, and I never seized it. I'm 31 when I started a business off. Branson's been doing it from a kid. So while I was taking ecstasy tablets and raving in fields, right? Richard Branson's running a fucking business. But that's cool. Because I enjoy being in fields up in Appenonese. You know, you can edit that as well. You think is I know you guys, you ain't editing fuck all, trust me. That's the good stuff, isn't it? That's the good stuff. That's the good stuff you want to edit out.
Excellent. So I'd like to talk about social media, which is interesting. Do you know how many followers you have?
I don't know, 80,000 fucking something. I have no idea.
Yeah, you've got 80,000 followers on Twitter, about 3 on Facebook, 2.5 on Instagram. Yeah. How have you done this?
Twitter. I love Twitter. That's my primary network. And Facebook, I got verified. Do you see that?
Yes, I got the blue tick.
Fucking nuts. I got verified. I woke up one day and it's like, oh, you've been verified. Click this button. All right, fucking verified. You know, nuts. I think you can only focus. This goes back down to what I said before, which is this fucking the fox that chased 2 hares. You know, you ain't getting shit. My primary fucking social media platform has been Twitter, and I've been on it for 8 years, I think, or 7 years, just waffling shit. And if you look, there's only one. It's true. I just waffle absolute fucking rubbish on there. It's great. I've just had a cheese sandwich, long. You know, and people go, oh, well, what cheese is it? Oh, mild cheese. I prefer medium. All right. Oh, look, another follower. Right? No, but people are too strategic in their approach. You know, oh, right, what's your social media strategy? What the fuck are you on about? Social media strategy? I've got one. Talk shit. That's it. Right? No, but nobody does it. Everyone overcomplicates it. Yeah, what I'm going to go and do is going to set up some auto tweets so that I fucking auto tweet. I've not done one in my life. If it's that important, why the fuck do you need to auto tweet it? Right? You know, I don't fucking know. So anyway, my primary focus has been Twitter. Now it's probably moving to Facebook, if I'm honest. Probably moving to Facebook, and the reason behind it is the blue tick. I'm trying to get a blue tick with Twitter, but I've got to sleep with someone that I don't really fancy. He's not my type. I'm saying that, a blue tick, you know. But I tried anything once. I was young, naive, and needed the blue tick. But where was I before? So I rudely interrupted myself. Yeah, social media. You know, once again, you need to find your level. You need to find your level and what it is. I'll tell you the other thing is, well, there's no one who has more tweets than me. The only person that has more tweets that I've ever encountered on Twitter is the Xbox helpline. That is the only one. I do 174 tweets a day, all real ones.
Jesus.
Oh no, but I'm an animal. But what it is I enjoy it. It's like me fucking, you know, I'm on the road. I'm here in Edinburgh. You know, when I'm in the travel lodge later, when I'm in the Marriott, the 5-star Marriott, in my penthouse suite. See, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm just a normal fucking guy. A normal guy, bored shitless, in a travel lodge, on the road 4 days a week. Oh look, I've just had a fucking club sandwich, right? You know, it just keeps me active. It's kept me it's been like my Batman and Robin. It's been me Robin on the road for the last fucking. Bear in mind, I've done like 40,000 miles a year, or I was at the height of 4Network when I was on the road. So I had nothing better to do than to keep myself connected. So that's.
And you never felt you had to share this big illustrious story that supposedly went with your business, and it was just
I just talk shit. I talk shit. But this is the thing. It's like, you know, people have these elaborate 3-page social media strategies. What we're going to do is we're going to engage fucking ABC ones and fucking shut up. You know, I've just walked the dog. Lol. What dog have you got? A Labradoodle. What's it called? Tyson. No way. Have you got a photograph? Yeah, you have. Another follower. Done. Right. But you know, I mean, I've got some guys now who are helping me with some proper marketing team on Facebook, and they've said, "Do you have a list, Brad? A list, like a list of all like you know your people who like subscribe to your stuff." I went, "No." They went, "So you've been doing this for 10 years? You've got no list?" I went, "Yeah." Oh, fucking hell! So they just like despaired. I said, "Oh well, I've got one of 110,000 people who have been through 4Networking." They went, "Right, you've got a fucking list then." So you know, look, I'm just messing about. It doesn't. It's just fun, right? Is this season's fucking Happy Meal with fries? I'm just having fun with it, but people fucking too strategic. People want something. People are looking for ROI on everything. You know, what's the ROI on this? What's the ROI on this? I'm having a fucking hoot. It's been great to meet you guys. We'll connect. But what's the ROI on it? But people want to know, you know, right? People want to know, right? People want to know what, you know, what's the upside of this? The upside of doing the London Real thing is I got invited to the summit. I met you. I know Brian. I got a photograph with a selfie with Chris Eubank.
Yeah.
But you know, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can only join the dots up after the event, but people are too strategic, and I think I'm a pioneer in that whole social media. I've just had a cheese sandwich, lol.
Yeah,
you know, I think I'm a pioneer that I'm daft enough to do it. Whereas, you know, going back to the point that I mentioned before, that people surrounded me 5 or 6 years ago who were telling me I got it wrong. It was these same people telling me that I shouldn't write what I've written, that I needed to police my social media. Now, I would say on average, 3 times a year I delete a tweet before I write it. That's not right. So I do self-police. There's stuff that I go, ooh, fuck that, I can't put that on there. So I do self-police. I can't even remember what they are, but stuff that you go, actually, you know, there was I'll tell you off camera.
Smart move.
So listen, you know what, I'm not as thick as I look, but you can edit that.
It's such a breath of fresh air to hear somebody speak so candidly
but it's my life.
About things. It's incredible.
But you know, people say to me, "Oh, Brad, you're so radical." What's so fucking radical about being yourself? What's so radical about being yourself?
It is though. It is these days. That's the problem.
Exactly.
But I believe this goes back onto that personal development. When I look at people that come through Brad Camp, right, and I see the transformations, genuine transformations. You know, I mean, not like toy ones. Genuinely, people just like fucking being themselves. And that is the first point of any successful business, is you get yourself right. See, what people do is they focus on their business. Focus on your business, get yourself right, then you'll get your business right. So I get all about turn what I'd done. If you look about when I unravelled, it was the business above everything, above me, above my family, above my health. Fuck that now. So what it's about is about family, it's about health. Business is fucking got bronze medal. Do you see? But because you're so focused, goal focused.
So out of interest then, how do you, I take it you don't have much of a structure to your working day unless you're doing events or whatever.
Right.
So if you're working from home, do you just think, I might walk the dog, or I'm up for
Yeah,
working?
but while I'm walking the dog, I'm getting emails and responding to them, doing calls, so I'm multitasking. So not only am I walking the dog, it's giving the dog a walk, I'm also getting my calories down. We talked before about, you know, what I need to do. And my personal trainer, Phil Graham, sat on me and said, listen, you know, you've got 1650 calories, you need to get your calories down. So you need to get your diet and nutrition in. Or if you want to fucking go and have 3 fucking jam and cream foxes, then you need to go for a walk for an hour and a half. So that's exactly what I do. Go and get myself a can of no sugar Red Bull, boom, gone, right? And just go for a mooch. And then while I'm doing that, I'm using my time twice. So I'm not just going passively walking the dog. I'm using it, 1, because I'm picking up emails, I'm tweeting min shit, or just walk the dog low, right? 2, I'm having a bit of a buzz with a caffeine drink. And 3, I'm dropping my calories down. Brilliant. Yeah. So all these tick before, I wouldn't have been able to, I've not got time to walk the dog. Why? Because I'm so focused on business. So consequently, the dog don't get walked. I'm now getting fatter, right? And I'm not cleaning my brain out. Do you see? So this is what I use my time twice. So it's not like people go, oh, I've not got time to tweet 174 times a day. Well, that's fine. Well, I don't have time to tweet. How long does it take you to write an 8-second tweet? 8 fucking seconds. Well, I don't know what to say. Right, you've just had a cheese sandwich, lol. Right, starting point. In fact, when we get an Edinburgh reel thing, right, that's what you need to have a picture of me, right, looking all cool with that. I've just had a cheese sandwich, lol. Right, that's the quote to put out on social media. We fucking ace people, what the fuck? I'm swearing more now. I've got into swear mode. Sorry, I'm in Edinburgh. Should behave yourself.
So, I mean, you clearly have lost a lot of weight recently. What have you changed in your habits, and what are you training? How are you training? So,
a guy called Phil Graham is a bodybuilder, and he took me under his wing, and he said to me, he said, look, I wanted to, you can't trust a fat motivational speaker, right? You think about it, it doesn't add up. The two don't fucking correlate. So let's have this right here. You're a big fat fucker, Brad, right? Motivational speaker, inspire, but you can't lose your own weight. How does that fucking work? And I realised something. I thought, this isn't fucking weighing up this. So anyway, bottom line is, what's changed is I'm a lot more mindful with calories now. So I had no comprehension about a Snicker being 250 calories, right? Being over a 10% of what a normal average person should have. I had no comprehension of that actually a pita bread was 180 calories. Fucking pita bread, dry one. Sorry, 100 what? So now I know. So it's this whole thing where, sensible nutrition. Don't get me wrong. Fucking hell, I was at the business show over in Excel last week. Trust me, right? That buffet got battered in the mornings. Right, 4,500 calories. Oh yeah, I won't fuck it about. Trust me, a double hash browns, boom, we're having it. But it's in moderation. Back in the day, I knew that I was being an arsehole that day. Right, back in the day, and it goes back down to what I said. Child of the 70s. Finder's crispy pancakes, bird's eye potato waffles. Would you like a couple of fried eggs on there? Yes, please. Boom. So now I'm more aware of it. I had no idea I had no comprehension of nutrition. No idea about nutrition. I said none. You know, and I think that's it. I'm more aware. In fact, I'm more aware of everything. I'm more aware of my mental state. I'm more aware of my business. I'm more aware about what's important. I'm more aware of my family. And this awareness has come as a result of nearly losing it all. Now, what could have happened is I could have chose to disregard it, which is what some people do. They disregard the warning signs. And I disregarded them to the point when I had nowhere else to go other than to unravel. So now I'm good. I'm really good at the moment. And like I say, I've got 900 calories left for today. No, I'm genuinely, after walking everything, I've got 900 calories. Phil's took me down to 1650. I've got 900 calories, and I'm going to be asking you guys where the best chicken kebab place is local when we come off camera. No, true. I've already, so in my head, I've strategically got it. Strategically know what I'm doing, whereas the old days, it'd be fucking, see, there's another one. The old days, it would have been a can of Coke, 300 calories. It would have been a kebab, a normal kebab, 800, and a portion of chips. And I mean, for my entire day's allocation wiped out. That means that anything that you have on top of that is my intent now is to lose my weight, is to get me to. Phil wants to get me down to 89 kilos. I'm at 96 at the moment. I'm 95. He wants to take 10 kilos, which seems a lot, in order to then build me back up. So, you know, we'll see where we are in another year's time.
The interesting thing is, though, it seems like you've created the headspace to be able to sit and think about your client, not your clients, your calories, and when you're fitting your dog walking, you know, what you're going to do throughout the day.
So genuinely, when I said I had 4,000 calories a day as a breakfast, I genuinely did have 4,000 calories, but it was at Excel, and I knew all day I wouldn't be having lunch, and I was speaking twice, 3 times, or whatever it was. I knew that was going to be, but that's okay. It's okay doing it now and again. The old days, I don't give a fuck. I did it all day long. Because when I first run 4Network and started that 10 years ago, you know. So let's get this right. I'm getting paid to have full English breakfast in the morning. What? It's like a dream come true. If those calories didn't count, you know. And like I say, so it's a learning curve. And I've realised that if me as an individual, if I'm not healthy mentally right and if I'm not physically right, then the rest is all. And it goes back onto that ship, health and relationships. And going back 3 or 4 years ago, the money was fucking up. Health and relationships were shot to pieces. Now, I've got this consistent money, not 10-bedroom mansion money, which I could get. If I really wanted to get 10-bedroom mansion money, trust me, I could do it. If I wanted a Lamborghini, I could go and get one. What's the fucking point? So I was about this. So rather than working my bollocks off to get a shite at and then put a dust cover on so you guys can come and have a quick 3 mile on it, what about this? I don't get a Lamborghini, I don't get a 10-bedroom mansion, and I start enjoying and living my life. Now, here's a funny one. My wife, she wants to pay the mortgage off, right, in 8 years' time. So she's like overpaying it. And I said to her, that's really nice, that's great. I said, do you know what's going to happen in 8 minutes' time? She went, no, go on, I know he's going to say something like that. I said, 8 years' time, right? 51, okay. If you knew that I only had 1 year to go, let's say something happened and I said I've got 1 year to go, would you be paying that mortgage off? She said, no. I said, what would we be doing? We'd be travelling and we'd be doing this, that and the other. I said, why the fuck aren't we doing it now? Because when I go anyway, you're getting big fucking weighed in and the house is paid. So we end up in this crazy security nonsense that we've been conditioned, that security nonsense. To pay the fucking mortgage off. For what? I was born with no fucking silver spoon in my mouth. I was born with a fucking bird's eye Findus crispy pancake in my mouth. You know, with nothing. And I've done all right. So why the fuck do we need to be leaving the kids' houses and more fucking money? It just, I don't know. I don't know. But that's so I am now about living for today, not at the expense of tomorrow, not at being reckless, but it's about being realistic. It's about being realistic that actually we don't know what's going to happen in 8 months' time, 8 years' time. But 8 years' time, you're going to go and do it. I'll tell you a story. I mentioned it on London Real, which was this whole thing where I know a guy who was 3 days before he's due to retire, and he'd worked all his life at a fucking firm or whatever, Ford I think it was. And 3 days before his due to retire, he died. You know, that's like God's cruel trick. Yeah. But he put so much store on retiring. Fuck retiring. What about retiring today? That's what I've done. I've retired today. And this is why I do now. Right now I'm in a position where I can do what I want when I want, in the nicest possible way. You know, and that's what I'm saying. So tomorrow I'm at 4Network in Leith, 4Network speaking there. Then I'm speaking at the what's the football?
Mimi's Bakehouse.
Yeah. What's the football club called?
Heart.
Yeah, I'm there tomorrow. Yeah. So I'm speaking there at 10:30. So you know, I've got the best job ever. Second best job. Greg's pasty tester. Or depending, fucking lap dance tester. That'd be the best job, wouldn't it? Imagine that. Anyway, sorry, go on. Back in the room, you can edit that as well.
One of them would be a bit more of a calorie deficit.
Well, listen, either way, or maybe you can do both. Finger buffet. Anyway, next, move on.
So in terms of Brad camps,
Yes.
then, for anyone who's thinking about attending,
Yeah.
what can they expect to get?
So I do Brad camps, which is one-day events with me, and at the moment I've got Build a Better Business with Brad Burton. You know, I've got 10 years of experience about running a business from nothing, and what I've done, if you can imagine what I've done with Brad Camp, is the way I've devised them is this: if my boys, Ben and Brandon, said to me, "Dad, can you set me up in one day for life in business so I'm geared up?" Yes, son. This is what Brad Camp would be. It's like me putting a USB cable in my head and downloading one day, 10 years of experience in one day. Not certainty, not shortcuts here that you're going to be a millionaire, but setting people up to get your mindset right. That's one of them. Build a Better Business, Brad Camp. I think with this sort of subtext with Build a Better Business, which is you be a better leader. So your success or failure is defined by your decisions. And this is something that I realised. So my success and failure has been defined by my decisions. And that's why I help people with the Brad Camps. The other one is Brad Camp, Be a Better Speaker. Once again, JCB, Bentley, Zero, blah, 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 the list goes on. As to me as a keynote speaker now. I don't sound like Charlotte Green out of Radio 4. Right, let's have that, you know, stop the press. Right, I mumble, a bit lazy with my tongue, right, and yet I do all right as a professional speaker.
The interesting part there, though, is you're obviously a natural speaker, like we said. You've not been taught, you've not been through. The hard part is then breaking down how you teach it. So how did you manage to do it? How did you pick apart what you were doing well?
Correct. Exactly what I did. I sat down there and said, how have I got myself into this position where I get paid thousands of pounds to go and speak? Right? Listen, I'm waiting for the police to arrest me. Right? Seriously, it's just crazy. I'll be coming out of behind police. Get on the phone. You know, I get paid thousands of pounds to go and speak for 45 minutes. Right, and but you know, I was saying this is something we talk about at Brad Camp, Be a Better Speaker, which is what is the difference between a £500 45-minute speaker and a £5,000 $4.5 grand of bullshit, right? And $4.5 grand is that experience. See, we did another exercise that we do at Be a Better Speaker. Would I have got paid £5,000 10 years ago to speak? No. 9 years ago? 8 years ago. So, and we eventually get to the point we say, okay, what happened then 2 years ago where all of a sudden I get paid £5 grand? So what's going on? And we isolate. So what was the tipping point? And then we look at people's tipping point and say, okay, how do you become a professional speaker? In order for you to become a professional speaker, you've got to say yes to everything. Every single job you say yes to at first. Yes, you go to the opening of an envelope. And there comes a point now when I say no, 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 no. And only when the great exercise, I'll share it with you from Brad Camp, Be a Better Speaker. When you're, and it's called, I call it the ACE, right? ACE, A-C-E. When you're a speaker, when I'm a speaker, so tomorrow I'm going to come away with one of three things. I'm going to come away with assets, which is a photograph of me or video footage, cash, get money, or experience. ACE, it's a classic, right? The Bradism, this, right? ACE. Now, when you're first starting out as a speaker, what you need is assets. You need photographs, testimonials, and the likes. Cash, you'd quite like that. You don't fucking get it at first. And experience, so you know what to do when the mic dies or whatever, right? Only when you've got assets and experience, that's when you can start demanding cash. See, I don't need any more fucking photographs of me speaking to 500 people. I've got hundreds, thanks. I don't need any. Do you see? So once now I've got the assets, now I've got the experience, that's when you get the cash. And that's the kind of stuff that we work out. We isolate and bring every single person through this whole, it's only one day, because I'm the kind of guy who can only do one fucking day. I get bored, right? So what I do is like one of those amazing albums without any filler. It's all thriller. I just make certain that, and what we do is, there's another thing that I do in Brad Camp, Be a Better Speaker, is bring people up and I put them under fucking immense pressure, and I do it on purpose. And I put them under pressure. And the reason I say that is that you'd rather have me putting you under pressure than having 200 people and you're under pressure and you don't know what the fuck to do, right? And that's the reality of it. And I'll tell you another tip here from a speaking perspective. When I do Brad Camps, the people come up and I ask them to write down on the book, they get a workbook, I ask them to write down on a scale of 1 to 10 how nervous they are, 10 being nervous, 1 being not, right? And then when the people come up, I tell them to go and do an exercise, right? I put them under pressure. And then when they sit down, I say, right, on a scale of 1 to, tell me what you wrote. Oh, it was an 8. I was shitting myself. Okay, everyone, what did you write? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. No one can see your fear. No one can see your fear. It's all internal job. And once you realise that, you can power through it. And we talk about this Brad camp, that you've got yourself like 30 or 40 seconds where you can get yourself back on track where no one's clocked it. So it's this kind of stuff, and it's real exercises. It's not like, oh, walk to the left, you're talking about the future, and the walk to the right. It's none of that shit. It's about it's about genuinely getting any individual, getting their story out, what their story is, and how they can, what their niche is, and how they can make money out of that. And once again, this is what I'm talking about, personal development. This isn't bullshit. This is a guy who's no qualifications who's managed to do it. So what have we got to do to get you on the same boat? And there's people out there that are selling. I don't like it. I fucking hate it. Certainty. And I'm going after those certainty salespeople. And every single morning I'll be looking under my car, a fucking bum mirror, because they're going to come after me. But I don't give a fuck. I like a fight. And they're going to fucking get one. You can quote me on that.
Is there anyone within the personal development industry that you listen to, or
say nothing?
Right.
So that's one of the few questions I'm willing to talk about. So
okay.
Go.
Okay. So you've had 3 best-selling books, tremendously rated. Are there
amazing.
any plans for a 4th one?
Yeah, I've got a new one that I'm working on at the moment. It's called Now What, which is funny because I was writing this and it was due to come out on February 16, 2016, 10 years to the day. And I realised something. You know, the reason that Bob Dylan is such an amazing writer is because he had adversity in his life. The reason that, cowboy music, Western music, is because they're drunk or the wife left them or whatever, right? It's a bit like me with my books. If I think about Get Off Your Ass, the first one, that was about me delivering pizzas and the struggle, and the wife wanted to get a proper job and the self-doubt and the likes. Get Off Your Ass 2 was all about the bullets going through my window over in Manchester, how I moved away, and how your background can actually stay who you are. Rather than run away from it, actually embrace it. Life Business Just Got Easier was about my nervous breakdown and a load of haters and snakes and stuff. And this Now What, I've got no adversity in my life. It's fucking bizarre because for the first time in my life I have no adversity. I have no horror stories. I've shared them all in my previous books. And as such, it's funny because I'm having to question myself going, right, so, it's a book about how clever I am. But at the time when I was writing Now What, and it was used to have this deadline on the 16th of December, I wasn't 100% onto Brad Camp. I just wasn't like, and I've thrown my switch and said, this is your next thing, this is your next 10 years, Brad Camp. And actually, it's to build up the camps so that actually what we do, we then end up doing an NEC or we do an Excel and we go and get tens of thousands of people there, and we get people tuned in to what my approach to business, this more realistic, the more honest, the more British way of business, where actually I can be a role model for those people who haven't had any aspirations beforehand, but not firing them up so they've got nowhere to go. But even if all I end up doing is not making these people millionaires, but enjoying the life, enjoying the life better, whatever life you're in. Because when I think about when I was delivering pizzas, how unhappy I was at the time, when I look back, I should have been patting myself on the back and going, you know what? You've actually, you're doing well here, that you're keeping your dream alive. And that's what I am. So I'm never going to be able to fire people up to become Peter Jones, to become Alan Sugar, to become Richard Branson. But what I can fire people up is to be a better version of them, in the same way I've done the same. You know what? Same ingredients that I've always had. The difference is the recipe's changed, and I can help people with that, and that's what the Brad Camp's about.
Brilliant. Love to go to one.
Yeah, so well, just talking off camera before, maybe bring it over to Scotland.
Brilliant.
Genuinely, I mean, we'll talk off camera.
Cool. So I've got, I suppose, 3 questions for you that are related more so to success than anything else, which would be interesting to hear your thoughts on. So, who or what inspires you?
Tony Blair, funny enough. And it's funny because back in 1997 I was unemployed, long-term unemployed. I'd come from Manchester, living in Somerset, and I was just down and out really. I wasn't happy. And then Tony Blair got in, and 9 days later I got a job. And I just wonder whether that things can only get better. There was almost like the euphoria, this whole soundbite culture, the old open shirt stuff, and just he sort of sent a message to me that actually, Brad, you can be something, whether I could or whether I couldn't. He said you can be something that cool Britannia, all that. It threw a switch. So Tony Blair just really fired me up as an individual, and I think he's had a massive impact. Going back to these conversations where one person can, I think he's had a massive impact on who I am. In 10 years, you'll hate me as well, but like I say, Tony Blair's had a massive impact on me. No question.
Awesome. That's unexpected, but...
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. See, here's the thing. I'm so worldly wide. I understand. I read politics. I read news. I've got a good comprehension of stuff. And I think, when I go back to the time when I first moved to Somerset, I used to sit in the library every day and I didn't know what I was reading. I was reading like New Scientist. I was reading management books, and I had no fucking idea what I was reading. I was getting an education. It was like that Short Circuit film, Number 5, Does the Robot. Just read, But that education, it served me really well, and it's a nice little baseline. And it just shows, you can be a product of your environment when you come from Salford or whatever, a rundown Castle Milk over in Glasgow, which is where my stepfather's from. You can be that, or you can choose to do something with it and actually say, you know what, that thing that you've talked about before, that edge that I've got, well, I'm a risk taker. Principally, I'm a risk taker. Unfortunately, I've applied myself differently in the right, appropriate risks now.
Yeah. Excellent. This one, I suspect I know what you're going to say in response to this, but you never know. How do you define success?
Being happy. Fundamentally, just being happy. It's not defined by a car outside. See, what we end up doing, we end up masking our life with shit. Buying Christine Louboutin shoes. And don't get me wrong, I've got me on a 20-inch set of wheels for my car. Otherwise, what are you doing it for? I get that. But you get your 20-inch wheels, and then what? You want 21-inch wheels and 22. And I tell you people, stop chasing. Stop chasing. Understand what you're running after, first and foremost. Truly, if you want 20-inch wheels and they'll make you happy, then that's great. But then when you get them and they don't make you happy, then what? So happiness is an internal job, and it's something that I've really realised that, fundamentally, don't get me wrong, I would sooner have more money than less. No question there, right? But there's a price to pay for having money often, or price to pay for earning that money. And this is why, if I can get people more keen. See, if you look at these success personal development things, it's all about fucking wealth. Yeah. It's all about money. Money. That's how they define success. They show you people, can get out of fucking dickhead Zondas or whatever. No, but it is. It's all that, in $2.5 boating shoes. Just yachts, just shit, right? And I tell you something, I've got friends of mine who are hyper wealthy, they're no happier than you or I. So actually, would they be better earning more money? And they don't even know why they're doing it. They're on this hamster wheel of self-employment, running, don't really know why, to accrue more money in a bank that they can't even spend the last lot. What the fuck? At one day, you're going to be on your last breath, going, fucking hell, thank fuck I got 50 mil in the bank. It's ridiculous. Yeah. So happiness, that's how I define success. But it took me to be unhappy for me to realise that was the important thing.
Yeah. And finally, certainly in terms of kind of scripted questions, if you like, what's the best piece of advice you've ever received?
That I disregarded? Wear a condom. I'm serious. You wear a condom. It's the best bit of advice that we've all been given, and every one of us has disregarded it. How fucking stupid are we? And I'm going to tell to my children, lads, wear a condom. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to ignore it, just like we ignored it. So, genuinely, that's the best bit of advice that I've had. Sorry to break it to you, but it is. And it's just the advice that we've all disregarded. See, this is the thing with advice. You can have the best advice ever, but we choose to do our own fucking thing anyway. And advice is what you ask for when you already know the answer. You just don't want to do it. That's about going back to being about the business or success. About normal stuff and joking aside with that thing. I think the best bit of advice I've ever been given, and I only got it by proxy, right? Wasn't told this, but back in the day, there's a mate of mine, and I wrote about him in book 1, I think, chapter 2, chapter 3, called Big Alan. Big Alan is a big fat fucking Liverpudlian scouser with tattoos on his fucking hands and a big shaved head, big aggressive fucker, and he runs multi-million-pound businesses. And I would sit there with Alan, and he took me under his wing, and we'd go out and he'd just spend money all night in London, taking all his clients out from a publishing firm. And we'd just get shit-faced, and he'd be spending 800 quid on meals and stuff, and I'm just sat there going, where the fuck did this money come from? And then we'd be in a bus shelter at 3 o'clock in the morning having KFC, pissed up, going, you know what, Al, what's that, mate? I love you too. And the next day, we'd go to fucking work, and we'd be there at 10 o'clock, hanging out of our ass, and I thought, this is what I want to be. And it proved something to me, that big, fat, talentless northern bastards can do okay, right? And he sort of threw the switch in me by proxy, because I realised that actually, you know what? This guy is well regarded. He's got friends of his who are on the Times Rich list, and I've seen it and going into private members clubs and stuff, and he's just like me. He's just like me. So what it is, so I think that's what's going on there. I think somewhere along the way, that whole principle about being you and actually using what all your elements that you've got, whether it's a bit of a risk taker, whether it's being a bit aggressive, whether it's being a bit brash, whether it's being almost bullish, rather than hiding from that, use it. And that's what I say to all your audience. Use that, stop running from who you are. Unless you're an arsehole, in which case, run from who you are, but, don't be an arsehole. Probably the best bit of advice to sign off with.
That's brilliant.
It's interesting to hear who you've had your little bits of inspiration from as well, because now you're having to project that as thousands, aren't you?
Well, I think that, I am the everyman, right? The fact that I was at the House of Parliament the other day with 3 MPs, the fact that I've now been taken on as an ambassador for Somerset. Mancunian, look like a drug dealer, right? I'm not a drug dealer, right, anymore. But you can edit that. But the point I'm trying to make is this, is that somewhere along the way, is that I've managed to go through this whole thing where I'm now an ambassador for Somerset for business. That's nuts. That's the Tourism Association of Somerset, of South West Tourism Association, taking me under the wing. And this is from a guy who turned up in Somerset 20 years ago with a bin liner. And I arrived there unemployed, and I lived in a homeless refuge thing, whatever they call, shared house thing, whatever. And and I was unemployed, and I'd sit in that library, and I'd get an education, and now I am an ambassador for that same region that I run away through, the same region that clothed me, the same region that gave me heating, and the same region that fed me, the same region that gave me an education, the same region that has given me a family, the same region that has allowed me to write books. Just mind-blowing, and that's what I started before, which was the worst day of my life when I moved away from Manchester. And yet, I'm stood here, I'm sat here now in Edinburgh, doing this as a result of 2 bullets going through my window. So that arsehole that did that, thank you very much. Best thing that ever happened to me.
Jeez.
It's true. You can look at it, you can look back at the lots in your life and go, I promise you that was the worst day of my life. I remember the fear. Police with fucking MP5s and G36s or whatever they call. The only reason I know them, I play Call of Duty now, right? But they had these armed weapons in my street, and it was just forensics there looking for bullets, and it was horrible. And then the next day I left, and so imagine, right? You've lived there all your life, 2 bullets go through your window. Where are you moving to? Where are you moving to?
Somewhere far away.
Where? Right.
Somerset sounds like
right. Yeah, exactly. But I'm an ambassador.
I don't look after you.
Hey, I've got a spare room. You know this, right? No, but you see, and that's what happened. And all of a sudden, my life changed.
Yeah.
And that was it. But
we were talking about that off camera as well, isn't it? That again, it's how do you grasp what made you change your attitude? When some others don't, and it's your attitude now that helps you kind of develop all of this.
Well, if I look back, and I was on a plane coming up here, and I started writing stuff for this book, and I was looking at all the traumatic times in my life, every single one of them, probably about 6 reasonably significant traumatic times in my life. Every one of them's allowed for a change in my life, a positive change, but at the time, any one of these 6, I'd have said, worst thing that's ever happened. Looking back now, best thing that ever happened. That is fucking crazy. Yeah. That is crazy. I know either I'm misguided in my fucking enthusiasm for life, or maybe there was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because once again, let's just reverse up here. 2 bullets went through my window. If those 2 bullets hadn't gone through my window, I would have stayed in Manchester, and who knows where I'd ended up. But I certainly wouldn't be here now. I wouldn't have written 3 books. I wouldn't run 4Network. I wouldn't have told my employer to shove his job up his ass. I wouldn't have met my wife. I wouldn't be at the MP's last. Do you see? Wow. What a gift. What a gift.
Jeez. And just one final question that I've got for you, Brad. In contrast to that being the worst day of your life, then, what would you say was the best day of your life?
Oh, when my children were born. All right. All right. You know what I mean? Yeah, you fucking straight away, everyone goes into that, all right, no bed. Right. Apart from your children, okay. Best day of my life. I think Disney. I go to Disney every year, and it's one of those blessings that I've had as a result of this hard work. you know, and hard work pays off. Ooh, hashtag, right? But no, I go to Disney and I revert back to, you know, when I was delivering pizzas and baby Ben was 1-2 year old, and I said to him, I'm going to take you to Disney World. No fucking idea, I'm going to take my kids to Disney World. But that was it, locked it in. We go back down to the Audi Q7. Ben, Dad's going to get an Audi Q7 with heated seats. Oh, great, Dad. No, I'm going to take you to Disney World. That's what kept me focused. And I think that is probably why it's so rewarding for me every time I go to Disney, and that's why I find it the best day, because, you know, it's just a magical place in the world. And the reason to say that is because it is a magical place in the world, but it is. And I almost pat myself on the back every single time as a job well done as a father, that somewhere along the way I've managed to guide a charter course that has allowed me to take, you know, a guy who's delivering pizzas, to take my children to that. So I would be saying, and that's what's so magical about it, is that I have it every single year, God willing, and for the next 25 years, where I get Bonnie to 27 and get married.
Brilliant. Brad, thank you so much. I have to be honest, when I spoke to you at the London Real Summit, I genuinely had no expectation that you were actually going to ever be here. So the fact that you are is just absolutely incredible.
You know, in life, there's talkers and doers. I'm both. I'm serious. You know, if I say I'm going to do something, I fucking do it, regardless of the cost. I wouldn't. Otherwise, don't say it. I hate when people just bullshit in life and business and give you lip service. Nah, if I said I'm going to do it, guess what? We've got here. So thank you for the opportunity, guys.
Of course, you're absolutely welcome.
I think the honesty that you show in it and like portraying everything you do, I think it could be overlooked by a lot of people as talked, but it's not, you know.
No,
it's brilliant.
But you know, listen, people, we go back to the list. Some people would disregard it and to be on the YouTube comment saying I can't understand him. Well, unfortunate that is. I said, well, we'll get it fucking subtitled just for you, you knobhead. No, you know what? This is life. You know, I get it. Not everyone's going to like me, and that's okay. But for those that do, put a thumb on it. Subscribe now. But do check out bradcamp.biz. Oh, sales pitch, stop.
Brad, thank you so much. It's been brilliant. Absolutely loved every minute.
Likewise.
And watching this back, I'm going to really, really enjoy it.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Cheers. Take care, Brad. Thank you.